and then end up popping the black into the same middle.
Still got to be very careful. Very acute angle into these middle pockets. Deft touch. Noticeable too, Lee doesn't have much of a ferrule on his cue, does he? There's hardly any ferrule on that cue whatsoever. Open accounts here in this quarterfinal. Black into the left center. The Fox all over frame one in this best of 17 quarterfinal. Lee Kendall, the pride of the Potteries, opens accounts here and takes the first frame over Phil Harrison. Happy with that start. By contrast, Phil Harrison, has a few butterflies to sort out. A couple bad misses. The first chance fell to Phil Harrison. You'll want to try to get those negative thoughts out of his mind. Always easier said than done, isn't it, Tony?
That's right. It's easy to sit there and start letting everything get to you, even as early as this. Played a pretty rough shot to let Lee in at the first attempt. But he's a good, tough competitor, as Phil Harrison.
Well, he was a beaten semi-finalist last year in this event by our studio guest, Chris Melling. So obviously, again, some experience under Phil Harrison's belt. All set to break off now. Frame two, trailing 1-0, the Farmer.
There's a nice strike on the break. And he's made a ball. You see it again, it's a good firm crash into the balls. And there you see the yellow ball disappearing in the left centre pocket.
Almost has to be yellows here too, Tony, doesn't it? Yellow balls
without doubt. You just heard him nominate yellows, which automatically puts him in play because one of them's already gone. And really, Rob, no big problems there, is on this finish.
Doesn't seem to be any problems at all, Tony. It's perhaps the one at the top cushion, might be his hardest work here, but I can't really see him not failing to clear these. And this is a sort of opportunity, really, you beg for in the first couple of frames. You don't really feel as if you're in a match until you've got a frame or two on the board. So this really is the opportunity that Phil needs early on.
Just ensuring not to touch that red over the center. And that's perfect position onto the awkward yellow you alluded to, Rob. So this should make his work a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely. As we said earlier, this was, if any, this was the only tricky yellow on the table, and he's got the work to get on it straight away, and that's good thinking, really.
Obviously, the quickest way to erase the memory of that bad miss in the opening frame is to dish up here. Keep both players on break.
Once again, this isn't really an easy shot either. He's probably only got about 4 or 5 inches where he can put the white ball. To see him looking down the left-hand side of the table, but he's also got the option, and I think it's probably the more favourable option of leaving the white in the centre of the table, because this really needs to be pinpoint.
And he's not there.
So you have to play the plant by the looks of it.
Yeah, as I said, that was the much harder of the two positional shots. He could have played the white anywhere in the centre of the table, then you can see the big gap where the white could have came through, and it would have been a much more routine clearance, but it's still there. It's a very difficult plant, but he's still got a good chance of making this.
Be happy to see that one fall.
Yeah, it was a very well controlled shot, and after the loose positional shot he played, he kept himself together very well there, and this has got 1-all written all over it.
Slightly over an ideal position, but still should slot this 8 into the bottom right corner. stretching a little, and again, don't want to be careless. Will that divert his attention just enough? It did. Wow.
That ball's in play.
Well, that's a poor miss from Phil Harrison. You see his face. And that is a long way out. Just worried about moving the ball at the top of the table, but at this level you can't afford to let that.
As you rightly say, Tony, that was a very, very bad miss. He was bridging over the ball and stretching a little bit, but you know, he really shouldn't be missing that sort of ball from that type of angle.
Right away, Lee Kendall dislodges the awkward reds. If there was going to be a problem, it came in the shape of those two top right. Now, everything there.
Yeah, everything looks clear cut there, Jim. I wonder whether Lee might use one of the reds to develop the other one on the side rail, but you know, the size of these pockets here, there really isn't any point in putting yourself through any problems or any worrying, nagging doubts about going up the rail, because they go up the rail so easy, and it appears that it comes up past the black as well. So that's going to make his work so much easier.
30 seconds.
Yeah, they go at it. Quite a surprise, really. I agree with you, Rob. You know, you can hit the cushions like halfway down, and they're still dropping in the pocket.
And he's looked like he's tried to develop the red there that's along the side rail, but at first glance and from our position here, it looks like the red will go past the black. I'm not sure whether the leader has had a good look at it, but you know, maybe he's got a better advantage down there.
What a dangerous shot he played though there. I mean, he could have gone in off in the middle or the corner. And there's no guarantees where that was going.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Tony. I really do think that was the right shot. And we can see there from, this is all due to the previous shot that he played. He's put himself in a bit of trouble here. He's made his work so much harder. But that was a well-controlled shot. It's still unclear, you know, where he's going to be winning the frame from here.
He's far from out of the woods. If he does elect to play this red, come off the side cushion for the red into the right center, he's going to have to hit it a bit of speed. That's going to make the pot a little trickier. Sure. So if this red goes in, he just wants to bring the cue ball back into this area
30 seconds.
to leave the red into the center.
And that's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, he's played a very well-controlled shot there. There's nothing stopping him going on and winning this frame from here. Just drop the red into the centre, and he can take his final red, either take a delicate little trickle into the centre or take it up the rail into the top right-hand corner. This is just all down to how this white lands here.
Kind of 50-50. It's really his choice, whatever he prefers. Either way, neither one of them going to be too easy. Looks like right center, and this has to be precise.
That's unbelievable. Caught the near knuckle as well. Still went in.
Well, Phil Harrison is being punished at every turn. Each miss, each hiccup has been punished heavily. He trails 2-0, all down to Lee.
So this, we think, is a big frame for Harrison. All yours, Jim?
I have to agree. I believe that Lee Kendall is really giving a lot of body blows to Phil Harrison right now as Harrison breaks off cue ball straight into the center pocket. It's all come undone for Phil Harrison. But Kendall, in my way of thinking, with the last black that he made in the frame, just the preceding frame, it's almost like a doubly hard pill for Phil Harrison to swallow, because a lot of people, and myself included, think he was going to get that black. And what a good pot it was in the end.
Yeah, it was a great pot. He must be cueing very well, because them sort of blacks under them sort of conditions aren't easy, but you know, he knocked it in full of confidence, and once again he's got another really good chance here to capitalise on a Phil Harrison mistake.
There is one Achilles heel for Lee Kendall right now. I got to feel it's cue ball control. He's lost that white on numerous occasions. And the pattern stays the same.
And I think we're going to see another little tactical affair here. There's no way Lee's going to be going for the clearance. He can make a plant red onto the red, but that doesn't appear to be on, so I think we're going to just see him push one of the reds over the right hand corner pocket. No, it looks like the plant could actually be on, so we may see him attempting it.
Yellow ball seems like.
I think that was the favourable shot anyway, because there's no way he was going to get the clearance from there. Once again, we see Lee Kendall in control of another frame.
He's got two awkward reds, does Lee Kendall, the bottom of the table as we look. But one of them tying up the yellow.
Phil Harrison will be trying to cover this top left-hand corner. He's played that poorly. Way overcut it. And now he's given a chance to Kendall.
This is not the sort of start to the final that Phil Harrison was looking for. He'd like to get out of the arena, come back and start it over.
Phil doesn't want to be too hard on himself. It's a best of 17 match. You know, you can afford to make a few mistakes. Still going to win the match.
I think Lee's overhit that. I think he'd have liked to have left himself an angle on the red nearest to black. Come down and kick those two away from the yellow at the bottom of the table.
This is where we see people differ. I mean, if Lee's feeling really good here, he would play the plant red onto the yellow to make a 3-ball plant, and that would open everything up. He's like not so much negative, you know. He doesn't really like to take chances like that. And the plant may still be on here. No, he didn't make the plant, but once again, you know, he finds himself in a great position.
He should develop both reds in one shot. If nothing, he's laid the gauntlet down, hasn't he?
Yeah, sure. This is you know, another make or break shot in another frame for Harrison.
Harrison's in all trouble here.
Yeah, he's swimming against the tide.
You just see the body language and everything is just not good for him. He knows he's up against it. He knows he's made a few mistakes. He's virtually blown 2 frames to Lee Kendall, and you know, and the body language is bad as well. That's the worrying sometimes.
This might be an instance where we see the referee touch the table.
What do you reckon, Rob? You going to play the foul?
I'm not sure that's going to be all that beneficial to him, Tony, because Lee will only have 1 bad red there, and he can get out of first goal, and the clearance will still be on. So, you know, I'm not sure how Phil's thinking. I don't think the foul here will be beneficial for Phil.
I made it 53-6.
I don't know. I think we may just see him try and nudge the yellow in between the 2 reds and hopefully play a foul in a minute and bring in the black into the equation. But again, it's still very to do for Phil Harrison.
Foul. 2 for 6.
And that certainly wasn't what he wanted. I think he's actually left Lee Kendall a free ball, because it looks like he's foul snookered. Phil just wanted to put the red on top of the yellow on top of the red to give himself a little footing in the frame. Yeah, the little shake of the head says it all, I'm afraid.
Foul snooker. I'm running.
The foul snooker has been awarded, and Phil Harrison can't believe it. Now this means he can play yellow for a red?
He's got 2 options, Jim. He can either nominate the yellow, which will become his for that 1 shot, or he could have picked the white behind the line and carried on with his 2 visits from there.
So in effect, this yellow becomes a
Red. That red yellow is a red for 1 shot.
and he's also just cleared the pocket, so
He's absolutely perfect. He plays the ball into the centre pocket now. Just Leaves a little angle on the red at the bottom table. Pot that, bring the cue ball up to the top. Simple as you like.
That's why you're in the commentary box and he's out there playing, Tony.
It's like shelling peas, Jim.
Yeah, Lee's just opted to go the other way. He's popping this here, and he'll be putting the red in the top corner pocket, and then just trying to get anywhere near straight on the red there for the black into the centre. Again, that's one of them ways, you know, we all go about our clearances different ways, and that's the way Lee's seen it there.
Well, with Lee being left-handed, I think that might have influenced his decision here too.
Of course, yeah, there is always a different way of going about clearance. If you left or right-handed, and that probably was the right way for Lee.
And he still has the second visit in hand.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I'm sure that's not going to be needed, Jim. Just got a straightforward red, and the black's just straight into the right-hand centre. Yes, I think the alarm bell should start ringing for Harrison now.
Eight down, Lee Kendall motors on, 4-0 in front of Phil Harrison. And Phil Harrison has completely come undone in this one. Kendall in control. Look at the difference in body language there. Slumped shoulders from Phil Harrison. Kendall
Fifth frame.
already contemplating the break-off in frame number 5. Lee Kendall, the number 3 seed in this event, all set to crack into them here. Reds and yellows all over the table, and not one of them finding its way to a pocket.
Open table.
Well, Phil Harrison's had a few good chances as we again see the break-off from Kendall.
And that was a very good break. He got a lot of power into it. Ball's been close to all the pockets. They're very well spread, but unfortunately for Lee, didn't manage to pocket one. And once again, we see a very, very good chance for Phil Harrison.
Yellow ball's in play.
Good shot there from Phil Harrison.
I think this is a must clearance, gentlemen. Phil Harrison already 5-0 behind. He has to get this clearance to have any chance in this match.
Well, he's had a couple of goes this type.
Well, let me correct myself. That's 4-0. I haven't put the mock on Phil already.
Yeah, once again, I'll make you right, Jim. This is a must clearance for Phil Harrison. It's another great chance. It's about the third chance he's had like this, and I think if he doesn't take this opportunity with both hands, he's really, really going to struggle to get anywhere in the match.
30 seconds. And the yellows are all there.
Yeah, there's not a problem on the table. This is one of these clearances. If you're playing well, you know, it would have been half gone by now.
And this pocket haunted Phil in the opening frame. I wonder if that memory's coming back. Similar shot. He missed.
Yeah, it's just a little bit unclear what yellow's going to play on next here. Because if he takes the white through a run inside, he may just cannon it and could affect his position a little bit. But he's played a very good shot there.
I think he'd like a little better position than that. Doesn't like the cue ball near the cushion.
Isn't this the story of the game, though? I mean, they can't possibly be easy enough right now for Phil. Everybody watching and even in the arena knows he's struggling. And when you're struggling, the balls punish you.
Yeah, they've got a nasty habit of never forgetting.
30 seconds.
I think this is the right shot he's playing here.
Stayed very still there, Rob. That was a good sign.
Yeah, he did stay still, but he just hasn't come up far enough. He wanted to leave a much thinner angle on this one, just to take the white naturally up into the centre table for the other two yellows. So he's giving himself a lot of work here. He needs to punch this in with a lot of pace to get the white up the other half of the table. And he's also bridging over the red, which is obviously not going to do him any favours. But he's that confident enough, and he's in a very good position here. He's got the yellow into the top right hand centre, and and he can just stand the white onto the left hand side of the table for the other yellow into the same pocket. No, he's played that very, very confidently indeed, and he looks like he's erased the last couple of frames out of his mind.
And nicely onto the black. All the Harrison supporters may yet reason to put their hands together. And the 8th down, Phil Harrison takes his first frame here. He still trails Lee Kendall 4-1 in this race to 9. Well, the beauty of that too, Rob, is that he stole that one against the break. He'll be breaking here in frame number 6, so a glorious chance to pull yet another one back if he can sort out a good break. So Phil Harrison taking his first frame in this quarterfinal, all set to break now in number 6.
Open table.
Well, not the best split in the world, but it's an open table for Lee Kendall.
Yeah, that's the worst break we've seen up till now. Not a great deal of power. You know, the arm was a bit tight, but luckily enough for Phil, there's nothing very easy. If Lee was to get a clearance from here, he'd have to work very hard.
I don't think we'll be seeing Lee attempt to finish now.
Yellow ball's in play.
You know, he's just clattered into them balls there, trying to develop them and hope to go on to a clearance, but it didn't go in his way. And I'm sure we're just going to see a stalling shot in a second.
He's sorry, Tony. He's already looking at that one yellow on the left-hand side just to see if he could bump that into the left cushion, off down over the corner pocket.
I'm sure that's going to be the one he's going at, Jim. Either that one or the one just to the right of it. Either one, just try and get the bottom left-hand corner pocket covered.
Again, having a look.
I think Lee's not one for taking too many chances. Likes to play the percentages. The percentage here is to cover this bag.
He didn't get it there.
Red ball's in play.
A little harder would have been a great shot. But it has to be said, the yellows are in a little better position than the reds for the moment, simply because of the top corner, the yellow guarding that one pocket.
He's not hit it hard enough. He's not covered the bag. And you can see the dejected way that Phil Harrison leaves the table. He's not.
Yeah, that was very loose from Phil. He would have been much more to his advantage. He did that a lot harder than so soft because, as you can see, he's left the pocket open, 2 yellows go in there, and there's nothing at all stopping Lee Kendall here clearing up to go 5-1 in front. So I'm quite sure that yellow just below the black will come into the bottom left-hand corner.
Well, he can actually rob.
He could keep the kick
Bound
in
to force to land on one of the yellows, isn't he?
Of course he is, yeah, but I think it goes anyway. But this is another one, how you feel. See there, I think that was a sensible shot playing on it. If it goes, you know, what's the point in developing it?
Really wants to leave the yellow, the bottom left for last. Very easy position to the black.
Yeah, that's going back to what you said earlier, Jim. You know, as soon as Lee came to the table, he knew exactly which way he was going to go out of clearance. There was 5 yellows on the table, and he virtually knew from when he set off which way he'd go. He's already got in his own mind where the black's going.
This is nothing more than just composing himself because there was no way he was going to play that yellow next. This one top of the table.
That's pretty sweet. It's going to do too much with the cue ball. 8 ball will be going into the right hand centre. Just going to pull the cue ball about 4 inches to the right.
once again, Phil Harrison looks like he's going to be punished heavily for a loose shot.
Just slightly awkward queuing over this red ball, but really at this level, should be missing these.
No, I can't really see Lee missing this.
And he didn't. Lee Kendall now 5-1 in front. There looked to be a comeback from Phil Harrison. It didn't materialize. Kendall once again stamping his authority on this quarterfinal. Stoke-on-Trent's Lee Kendall all set to break off. Frame 7. Yellow into the center, red into the bottom. A very useful break. The yellows have split very nicely here. This has got 6-1 written all over it.
That's probably about the best we've seen. Made one of each ball. The yellows are absolutely begging. And once again, can't really see a problem with a Lee Kendall clearance here. He seems to be queuing very well. He's taken every chance that's been afforded him.
Well, this is a dream now for Lee Kendall. I don't think he could have ever imagined the scoreline could be looking like this.
I would imagine he should really be attempting to get the yellow on the left-hand rail first. But if he's not taking it straight away, I'm sure he'd be trying to get it out of the equation very quickly.
I must admit, Rob, I agree with you. I tend to fancy getting that one off the rail as early as possible.
It appeared to be his only real work to do, and he was on it straight away.
He's not landed perfect there, really, is he?
No, I think we've seen him play a plant here. Not difficult plant, but one he probably shouldn't have been having to play. And once again, to be exactly where he wanted to be. Again, it's very easy sitting here and we should do this and we should do that, but when you're out there, it's so much harder.
Well, it's all a matter of personal preference, too. Different players prefer to play shots in a different manner.
Absolutely.
It's in any billiard discipline, Rob. So.
Absolutely, but once again, this is probably the easiest clearance Lee's had, and he's gone about it the most awkward way he possibly could. He's finding himself a little bit lost there. Not a difficult pot, but not absolutely clear, what he should be playing on next.
Well, a few frames ago, we saw him make what's like a really easy finish difficult and left us off a very tough 8-ball. So he knocked that in, but that is why you should have played that early.
That's why I would have played that yellow on the side rail first, because that really was going to be his only work in this frame. And as we can see from there, he's giving himself a lot of work now.
Well, there may be a chance, though, if he can snick this in and come around the angles, miss that red, and just back into the center of the table. An outside chance at the yellow.
Yeah, it's still there, Jim, but as you probably agree yourself, he's made this. And that looks to be absolutely perfect.
It's about as well as he could have done.
Yeah, he couldn't have played it any better, that shot.
That was a great shot.
The yellow is available now down the cushion.
And once again, we see
guaranteed
him.
position on the black as well, Rob.
Yeah, definitely. Once again, we see him, he's got himself in a few tricky situations, but he always seems to maneuver his way out of it.
Missed that one, though.
Yeah, that's not found his way into the pocket. So this is a little lifeline for Phil, and these are the sort of opportunities he really, really needs to take full advantage of. That was a very difficult shot, though.
Simply by taking the wrong ball at the very start, there's always ice skating uphill.
I believe so, Jim, but as you rightly say yourself, it's about preference, and that's the way Lee's seen it, and who are we to say he was wrong, but I personally thought he went about it the wrong way.
Well, he's certainly got to try and contain Lee Kendall right now. He may attack initially, but there's going to be a defensive shot coming sooner or later. And it came sooner before later.
He's got the snooker, is Harrison.
Yeah, that's a decent shot. He's developed the 3 reds in the top left-hand corner.
I wonder if there might be a mass A in this, though.
Well, being at the scoreline as it is, I'd be tempted to have a go myself. Plenty of pressure on Phil.
As you said yourself, Tony, Lee's a percentage player, and I can't really see him playing a shot like that. It's a half ball swerve. If it may be a quarter ball swerve or less, then he may have gone for it, but
He may have no choice, Rob.
He's going for it.
It'll be a big shot if he gets it, but
He didn't miss it by much.
Foul, 2 visits.
Didn't really hit it with enough conviction, did he?
No, I don't believe so, Jim, but, you know, it's again, I thought Lee would have just maybe pushed the red down to the left-hand corner side of the table and made Phil's work a lot harder. Played this percentage game, what he plays so well, but, you know, he's seen it, obviously, the way he wanted to play it.
I just think he knows that Phil's been making quite a few mistakes and feels there's enough balls there that are safe. And that's unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a bad miss by Phil, and
Fortunately, he's kicked both reds out into pot-up positions. He's going to have to get on that 8 ball, though.
yeah, that looks like the only work left in this frame. His last ball to get on the 8 ball. Again here, Jim, you know this is all about sequence, and the way Phil should probably be going here, tidying up the 3 reds in the top hand left-hand corner, put the red on the bottom right-hand corner to leave the angle on the one in the middle to get on the black ball. That really probably is the way he should be going about it.
That's the only way you can go. It's the easiest way for position onto the black. And that is now going to have to change his route.
He's looking very dejected, you know, it's a loose shot, but it's not the end of the world. He's still got the red on the bottom right-hand corner. You know, all's not lost. The frame's still there to be won. I'm afraid, you know, Phil's just making all the wrong noises for me.
But that's just how negative he's thinking, Rob, isn't it?
Absolutely.
We
yeah,
talked about that earlier, and he's got to try and dispel all those thoughts.
I mean, the last 5-6 frames are gone. There's absolutely nothing he can do about them. He's not going to get them back. So his only way of, you know, erasing them off his memory is to win the next 3 or 4.
And he's fully capable of doing just that.
Well, you know, there's nothing stopping him clearing these. He's still got the balls there to do it. The black is possible to get on. It's not going to be the way he wanted to go about it, but, you know, it's still there to be done. And he's played a reasonably good shot there. We'll just probably see him stunning this red in now, or bring it back 3 or 4 inches to give himself a good angle on the last red, to bring the white down the left-hand side of the table, and, you know, he's got a lot of room to leave the white ball to get on the black in any one of 3 pockets.
Yeah, if he runs it too far, he's got a couple of choices.
There you see there, his angle's absolutely perfect. What he needs to be careful of here is not bumping the knuckle on the middle pocket.
Knocking the yellow in.
Yeah, he shouldn't really be hitting it that hard, but obviously the way Phil's been playing, you know, that is a possibility. So he had a lot of room where to put the white. And this is a big, big test of his character and his cueing.
What a massive shot this is. Either 6-1 or 5-2. And it's going to be 6-1.
That's a poor miss from Phil. Really feeling the pressure now. And I think what you're saying, Jim, about the negative thoughts, as we look at this black here. I mean, all day long you fancy him to knock in a ball like that. I mean, he is a great player, as Phil Harrison. And, you know, I think you've hit the nail on the head.
That all goes down to the first red he missed when he had his 2 visits. Exactly the same as the black ball he missed in the exact same corner.
And Lee Kendall pounces as he has in every other frame where Phil Harrison has made a mistake. And the 6-1 scoreline now confirmed. Lee Kendall edging ever closer to the finish line in this quarterfinal. It's a race to 9, but Kendall looking full value at the moment. All set to break now. Frame number 8. Nothing down.
Open table.
Nothing coming Phil Harrison's way at the moment.
Yeah, I think this is a must-win frame for Phil Harrison. If he loses this frame, I can't really see any way back into the match. If he can win this one, go into the interval 6-2, he's going to know he's made mistakes. He's going to know at absolute worst he should have been level, probably in front with the chances he's had. But, you know, as you say, rightly say, Jim, matches have been won from this far behind before, and, you know, there's no point dwelling on the mistakes.
He's orchestrated his own demise to this stage.
Red ball's in play.
Can he see fit to orchestrate a comeback?
Yeah, I can't even see him getting to the table in this frame, Jim. So I think both those reds there that appear to be his trickiest 2 reds, both them going to the left-hand corner.
I've seen an awful lot of Lee Kendall over the years playing, and I don't even think Lee has been anywhere near his best in this match. He hasn't had to be.
I don't think so. All he's been doing is, he's been playing bits and picking up the bits and pieces, and there's no better feeling when you go out there, you don't perform to your best, and you're on the right end of a 6-1 scoreline.
That's the one reason, though, Rob, that I get the feeling that if Phil Harrison ever does find his game, start firing back at Lee Kendall, he may still be in with a chance.
Yeah, we've seen matches won from these sort of positions before. As you rightly say, if Phil can find any sort of form and just start taking most of his chances, on par with the chances he's been getting already, there's nothing stopping him getting into the match.
30
He's just come
seconds.
the wrong side of that red there. He had be on completely the other side of it. It would have been so much easier to get onto the 2 reds on the left. Now I think he needs to play with a little bit of run inside where it should have been a natural ball.
Taking an awful amount of time. I believe he's on 51 seconds there. She's pushing it very close. You only get a minute per shot.
Yeah, he's left himself a bit awkward here. He wanted to be dead straight on either one of them reds into the left-hand corner. It would have made it so much easier going to the other one. Now he needs to. He's popping the top one. He's cannon into the other one. And it's a little bit of a lottery where he's going to end up.
.30 seconds.
Yeah, he doesn't like it, as you can tell.
Cue ball control.
Sure, he needs to put 2 things: the cannon and where the white's going.
It's been the secret of success for many a top player.
Yellow balls in play.
And Lee Kendall has not been in top form in this match, and yet he still finds himself the right side of a 6-1 scoreline. But this was a bad miss.
Yeah, once again, Jim, this is the 8th frame we're in, and I think this is about the 5th or 6th opportunity Phil's had. White in the middle of the table, every single ball on the table easy, and up until now he hasn't taken one of the chances.
But given the thoughts going through Phil Harrison's mind, they just really can't be easy enough for him. And neither one of these players are anywhere near as slow or as bogged down as they appear to be normally. I don't think either one of them are exuding a lot of confidence right now.
No, I make you right 100%, Jim. It's fortunately for Lee, no disrespect to Phil, but Lee's had absolutely nothing to beat at the moment. Phil's just made everything so easy for him. But in Lee's credit, everything that's come his way, he's taken it almost. So he can't do a great deal more than that.
Their teammates on the English side. But today, and right now, there'll be no kind words offered during this match. Not until its conclusion, I'm sure.
I thought you were going to say they're enemies, Jim. I was going to say, I bet Phil's Lee's best friend at the moment.
I'm not sure if the Christmas cards are going to be exchanged both ways, Rob. He doesn't want to be too straight on this yellow. He needs an angle to get position onto that very last one in the center of the table.
He gave that ball a bit of punishment. He's on his last yellow.
Much more confident pot. That one from Phil Harrison. Can he hold himself together and knock in this black? He can. A vital frame for Phil Harrison. He had to have it, and he got it. Pulls it back to 6-2 going into the mid-session interval.
Still a glimmer of hope for Harrison, trailing 6-2. Chris, he needs to start producing something now, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's just every chance he's getting, he just can't do anything with it. I mean, I've never seen him play like this before. He can't complain because he's getting the chances and he's missing, and fair play to Lee. Lee just keeps clearing up every time he gets an opportunity.
Jim White and Rob McKenna were saying that he's playing very slow, slower than normally. Is his idea now just to try and speed up and just start potting a few balls?
Yes. Your Lee normally plays very slow. He's he's more of a percentage player. Is Lee? He don't like to take risks. Where Phil can play the safety, but he's a more attacking player, and I think he's just bogging Phil down a little bit.
So in many ways, he's not only controlling the game, but he's controlling the pace as well.
Yeah, I think he's got into Phil's head. I think Phil's just got to go out there and play his normal attacking game, and hopefully things might start going right for him.
Well, they need to. He's training 6-2. The question is Kendall going to run out an easy winner, or can Harrison fight back? Join us after the break to find out. Hello, welcome back to the quarterfinals of the Embassy World Pool Championships, where the number 3 seed, Lee Kendall, is currently giving the number 6 seed, Phil Harrison, something of an 8-ball lesson in their quarterfinal match. I'll hand you back over to our commentary team of Rob McKenna, Tony Holgate, and Jim White.
Lee Kendall has really been in control of this match from the outset. Took the opening 4 frames before Phil Harrison bothered to score. We're now in frame number 9, and Kendall with a very comfortable lead. But you know, just thinking during that mid-session interval, I can't think of one frame that has been clearly won, outright won, without the other player having a look in. It seems like there's always been a hiccup, and then more times than not, it's come from Phil Harrison. But he looked very comfortable during that break. A lot of smiles and probably relaxed. Why not? 6-2. A lot of people really aren't giving him much of a chance to come back and win this. So if he can let that back arm loosen up and let it start flying, who's to say? And Kendall with the ball off the break. It's an open table, but you can see yellows and reds. Nothing ideally placed for him. Well, I've actually seen that in a trick shot book. A little shot that is, obviously double parked outside. He's got to hurry a little.
That's a tremendous cut from Lee. Obviously the second yellow going in was fortunate, but the first part was tremendous.
And a shot like that deserves the tiny bit of fortune it came with it, because he's slightly fortunate to land on that yellow, but you know, who's to say he doesn't deserve it after such a wonderful opening yellow.
He's got half a chance to get out right now, Rob, just simply by that first shot.
Yeah, he's got a super chance. Once again, he just one good positional shot to play. This is again a matter of choice, whether he wants to play absolute perfection on the yellow and get the white on the side rail where the 2 yellows are.
Seconds.
And that looks like what he's played, but
Well, he's just overhit it slightly.
once again, exactly what you said earlier, Jim. You know, it's nobody's winning any particular frame at one visit. You know, and this could be the chance that Phil's been praying for.
Got to try and nestle that cue ball in behind that yellow nearest our camera.
I think he's half snookered Phil, but you can see the red that is nearest to him, and in doing so he can take the white up to the top right hand corner of the table and put Lee in a little bit of trouble. Well, you might even be able to see the pot angle on this red actually, so we can have a go at the pot as well.
I think Phil will settle for that. Looks to be a total snooker. It's fairly easy to hit though, Rob.
Fairly easy to hit, Tony, you're right, but not awfully easy to get safe from. And that's what Lee needs to do here. He needs to stop seeing any of his reds, because if he lets him see any of his reds, it really should be frame over.
He's looking to the side cushion, and in doing that, I've got to believe he's going to be attacking. If he's thinking of defending, he'll probably come to the bottom cushion first.
Sure, yeah, it looks like he's trying to get to the angle on this yellow from the side rail.
It's not worked out too badly.
It's not bad, but it's giving Phil nearly a free go at the red, because he can probably play it in such a way where he's going to snooker leave the one top rail right in the centre of the table. If he can play that shot, regardless of whether he gets the red or not, he really should be safe.
That's right. If you place the red ball top left hand side of the table as we look, and if he gets a cue ball to there, even if he misses the pot, it'll be okay.
So this really should be a shot to nothing, if you like. There you go. You got both parts of the shot perfect.
Good long red. Now will Phil Harrison take advantage and try and secure victory at this visit?
I think he's forced to go for them. They're all there. He's just got the one tricky one really on the right hand side rail. He's on it now.
I think we may even see him take it now, because if he makes the pot, game's on. If he doesn't get the pot, the pocket should be covered and he won't be allowed to go at any of the yellow. So it's probably the shot to try and drop it into the corner pocket. Yeah, and that looks like what Phil's eyeing up. Yeah, that's the correct shot.
And that ball is there.
And that ball ran as straight as a die. Right down that right-hand cushion, never looked out.
Yeah, he just looks like a different player altogether. It looks like he's given himself a really serious talk to in the interval. And he's come out and hopefully just going to give it his all and forget about that session. That's gone, as you said earlier, Jim. There's nothing at all can be done about it. So he's lost that session 6-2. He needs to come out and try and win this one 7-2. You know, it's a game of two halves, if you like.
Just wants to pot this one into the centre. Bring the cue ball down for the red on the left. He's absolutely perfect. Well, just three roll-ins. There's another one on the board for Phil. But Lee Kendall will feel that this is one that he's let get away.
We've said that before, just not as many times with Lee Kendall as we have with Phil Harrison.
He's two pots here from closing the gap to 6. And with Phil Harrison on the next break, you know, the next time Lee could be coming to the table, he might only be 2 in front instead of 4.
Very noticeable that Phil Harrison's game is sped up slightly. He's pulled the last 2 back to come back to 6-3. And if he starts to get his feeling back, you know that he's going to fancy this. Phil Harrison obviously can start building on this. The last 2 frames have gone his way. And he knows he's getting chances. So, it'd be a big difference if you knew your opponent was slaughtering you. You weren't playing well, and you knew you had your opponent in top gear. But that isn't the case here. Kendall's giving him chances. Just a matter of whether he can rise to the occasion.
Oh, he's had bags and bags of chances. He knows he has, but you know, once again, there's no point dwelling on it. You just got to hope he's going to get chances in the frame still to come.
Well, he knows also he's going to be breaking in frame number 10. A break and finish would pull back to 6-4. And for me, the pressure goes on to Lee Kendall. If Harrison can secure this frame, the pressure goes right back to Lee Kendall. All set now. Frame number 10. 6-3 the score line. Kendall enjoying that 6-3 lead. And that's not what Phil Harrison wanted to do in this one. He had a chance to apply the heat, put the vice grips right back on Lee Kendall, and that's not the way to do it.
Look at this break once again. See the cue ball departing into the top left-hand corner. Good split as well. Rob, what would your choice of colour be here?
At first glance, it looks like reds are the balls. And that's just at first glance. There, after a more measured look at it, I'd probably still fancy reds. But Lee's opting for yellows. That yellow must pass the red into the bottom right-hand corner. That's probably the reason I said not yellows, but that obviously must go. Otherwise, there would be too much work in this frame.
I've got a feeling you're right, Rob. It does pass. And this is a clear-cut opportunity for Lee Kendall. I don't know if the alarm bells have gone off with Kendall yet, but he's seen Phil Harrison start to show the kind of form that we all expected to see from him. I wonder if Lee Kendall's going to start producing the form that we know he's capable of.
Yeah, that looked like a nice shot there. Straight away he's getting to work on the difficult balls. And that was a well-played shot as well. That was the two most difficult yellows on the table, and he's eliminated them straight away. That's the way I like to see pool played. Attack the difficult balls early on, and it makes the rest of the clearing so much easier. Doesn't appear to be any problems here.
No, he's in great position, is Lee.
Just looks like he can soft drag this one in, or come on the left hand side of the table if he fancies. Personally, it looks like the soft screw is the shot because it gives him the perfect angle on the other yellow. But he's just stretching a bit, so maybe that shot might be a touch hard. Yeah, that's what he played. Just got away from him a tiny little bit, but it still doesn't appear to be any problems.
Just bump the yellow in next to the white and leave the yellow into the center. Well, let's see if he can reach it comfortably. A right-hander might well have already played this shot.
Seconds.
Obviously too awkward for Lee being left-handed. It's going to take the more difficult path to victory.
Yeah, that was a good shot. He didn't have a lot of room to play with there. He had to leave the white in a 6-8 inch gap, but he's played very well.
Just got to bring the cue ball up past the middle pocket. You can play the black ball into the same pocket. He's going to put this yellow in now.
He made sure to hit that one hard enough to clear that red. And this black for a 7-3 lead. And it's there. Phil Harrison went in off the break. And that was the last chance and the only one that Lee Kendall needed. The frame's starting to become very convincing the way that they're going. 7-3 to Kendall. And this is the Embassy World 8-Ball Pool Championship. And just look at the countries represented here. The West Indies, Isle of Man, Australia, South Africa. It really is a world event. And the loneliest place in the whole arena right now is the chair occupied by Phil Harrison. 7-3 behind. What he has to do is try and, as we've said in the past, maintain a positive outlook. Hope for the chance and take advantage when they come, if they come. But it's out of his hands for the moment. Lee Kendall will be breaking in frame number 11. All set. And Kendall successful on the break.
He seemed to give those a bit extra, didn't he?
Reds look good here.
Just see him jump up as he strikes the pack succeeded in potting a red. Red looked pretty good as well. I have to say, this is an ideal opportunity to really put the match beyond Phil Harrison's reach.
30 seconds.
Phil's there shaking his head. He probably can't believe the split that Lee Kendall's had in this rack.
Well, I get the feeling that Phil's starting to get comfortable on center stage. But what good does that do if he doesn't get the chance? Now, will he take his most awkward red now? One on the right-hand cushion.
Yeah, he must take that now. It's only ball can give him any problems, and it's perfect angle just to stand up the white back over for the planting the left-hand corner. He really must take it now. And that's absolutely perfect.
Very nice clean putt that from Lee Kendall. Kept his head down, struck firmly through the cue.
Yeah, he's starting to look very, very comfortable.
Well, we're just starting to see what Kendall is capable of right now. If I'm not mistaken, this might well be the first break and finish in the match. Certainly there haven't been many, if there is another one.
Lee knows he's got 1 foot in the semi-final. Just asking the referee for the rest.
Time running.
Not going to take any chances by stretching over and then not playing a good shot and say end up snooking himself. Just looking to see whether he wants to play the cue ball off the cushion and out or screw straight back. He's coming off the cushion. And that looks pretty good, Rob.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Black into the centre, 8-3 lead, and as you rightly say, you know, virtually the work's done in this match. Just one more frame for Lee Kendall.
Oh! Just about stayed on the table, and Lee Kendall had his heart in his mouth. What a look there, even Phil Harrison. He thought that was going to stay on the table. But as it is, Lee Kendall now 8-3 confirmed and just 1 frame away from a place in the semifinals. Frame 12, and Phil Harrison breaks off. His back right against the wall now. He can afford no more mistakes.
Again, nothing from the break.
Open table.
And look at Phil Harrison. Straight back to the chair. Shake of the head. Cannot believe that he's hit the balls like that and getting nothing off the break.
He'd probably like to have an official count of the pockets on that table.
Yeah, you just seen him mimic the words. It's unbelievable. And that was unbelievable, not making a ball from that break.
They split very nicely, and reds look to be the favored color.
Just a 1-all, 1 on the right hand side of the table with a yellow tuck behind it right there.
Yeah, I think Lee will probably get to work on that one straight away. Maybe drag this back 4 or 5 inches. No, he's pushing through with it.
Red ball's in play.
I'm sure he'll get to work on the difficult one very, very quickly. There's no point leaving that till the last couple.
Can actually go into it now, Rob. He played off the top cushion with the top and right hand side.
Yeah, and he's also got the security of knowing the red's over the left hand corner. He only needs to make contact with this.
That's not enough.
Yeah, that was not enough pace for my liking there. You need to go with that a lot more pace. Just to separate the 2 balls completely. And he always had the added security knowing he was on the one on the left hand corner. Now he needs him to find another way going into that red.
Just looking at the red just below the black, Rob. If that went in the bottom left hand corner, he could scream that in and kick him out. But
No, I don't think that one would be on Lee's agenda.
I think he's had another go at it.
I don't think he had the angle there, to be honest.
Now he is out of position.
It didn't appear the angle was there for that one. Maybe trying to lunge himself over the line a little bit early, I don't know.
He surely can't be looking to attack from this position. And yet, where does he leave the cue ball if he's to play safe? The way he's playing, he's got to be taking that cue ball up in behind the red top right.
I don't think he's got the angle for that, Jim. I think he's just going to be laying it on the top rail.
He's not there, Rob.
And as you see there, he knows Phil's got his work cut out as well, so, you know, it's just a little bit of cat and mouse here. Who can develop their awkward ball first?
Well, Phil Harrison gives me the feeling that he's a real bulldog, and there's no way that he's going to let go of this match yet. To spend a little bit more time out there. He's enjoyed his stay here in Blackpool.
I don't think he meant to do that.
And I'll tell you what, I think he's left Lee the ideal opportunity straight away. So I think the red's available in the left-hand centre, and I think he's got the angle to get difficult red. So that's a very, very loose shot from Phil.
He hit the wrong yellow, I think, Rob.
I believe so. I think he wanted to make contact with the one in the middle of them, and he hit the one on the left, so that's what made that go horribly wrong. So this is the key shot in this clearance. If you can develop the red here, I would say it's all over.
Well, he's opened it up, but he ideally rather been the other side of that red ball, but it's a chance.
Yeah, there is still a chance here. You can either take the right into the bottom right-hand corner or take the red into the left-hand centre.
Take the long one, don't you reckon, Rob?
Well, I would personally myself, because it's just a matter of making that one, and it really should be Lee Kendall in the final.
Easier to take this on 8-3 in front, too, isn't it? He's missed it. The shot was never going to be easy. That's one look at the finish line that Lee Kendall has seen.
I think he probably rushed that little touch for Lee Kendall. He normally takes quite a bit of time over his shots on that.
Especially one of such significance.
Yeah, that was frame and match ball there. And I just think Lee should have maybe took a tiny bit more time over that one. And I think he would have probably made the shot.
Amazes me the pace he hit it out, because he doesn't normally hit balls that hard, does he?
No, he normally just, you know, hits that sort of shot. He would hit it with enough pace to get to the pocket and some. But, you know, it was in effect frame and match ball, so, you know, we can probably forgive him that little slight misjudgment there. Phil's got a very good chance of keeping the match alive here. Doesn't appear to be anything difficult. He's just put the black a little bit close to that yellow, and he probably would have wanted, so that may cause him one or two little problems, but it shouldn't really.
It'll certainly make him think about it, which is seems to have been a downfall of Phil in this match. Hesitant.
I think he's tried to get onto that one straight away, and it looks like he's just left it 3 or 4 inches short.
Very close to being on the difficult yellow. Not quite. He's not going to want to leave it too long. Now he has no choice. He's got to drop on that last yellow next to the black. The position here is everything.
I mean, it shouldn't really be a problem getting on the yellow. With the shot he played a moment ago, he wanted it on it absolutely perfect to get onto the next yellow, but this is going to be last yellow, so he only really needs to make the potting angle. And it looks like he's played a reasonably good shot there. This is going to be yellow into the left-hand corner, black into the same pocket, and keep the match rolling.
He's not going to go away, Phil Harrison. Lee Kendall's going to have to try and win this one outright, because Phil Harrison wants to stay on center stage a little longer.
13th frame.
Defending champion Chris Melling was put out by Pat Holtz, and Pat Holtz is still alive. And what Lee Kendall and Phil Harrison are looking to do right now is get into the country that Pat Holtz is in, the semifinal country. Kendall breaks off in frame number 13. 8-4 in front, just wanting one more frame to book his place in the semifinals.
Look at Kendall's break. There you see, he makes the red ball in the bottom corner, but I think yellows are going to be his choice of colour. And again, Lee Kendall can see the semi-final inside.
You know, once again, this is the quarter-final of the World Championships. There's nothing easy. And as we can see there, that one's gone a little bit astray.
Definitely nothing easy now, Rob.
Well, there's nothing easy. He needs to pull out a really big shot here to keep the break going.
He's coming down the back stretch, but he doesn't have a smooth stride. And if he starts to falter, Phil Harrison's going to be there to pick up the pieces. Accurate cueing required here.
30 seconds.
Yeah, that was a very good shot. Not sure he's got what he wanted to get with the white. But he's on the one in the middle, so that looks fairly comfortable. Again, there's nothing difficult here. It's just a matter of holding yourself together, potting 4 reds, getting on the black, and it's, as you rightly say, a semi-final berth.
Seconds.
Possibly his best opportunity at securing the match.
Ooh, I'm not sure that one's gone a little bit astray there.
Can't get through to that red. Once again, it all changes.
Wow.
I don't think he can.
No, that would take him. He'd need to swerve around the yellow a little tiny bit there, and I'm not sure that would be the correct shot to play at this stage. It would be the one that would afford him the best position, but it's a very difficult shot to play. So he's just finding it a little bit difficult to go over the line here, isn't he?
Just nothing is happening the way that the master plan has been laid out for Lee Kendall.
Yeah, he's just trying to drag around that yellow bit. Yeah, I'm not sure that's the right shot. That's a very difficult shot to play.
I can assure you this isn't an easy one for certainty, and there you see.
Yeah, that was equally as difficult, but it afforded the best position, so I think that's why Lee went for that one. So once again here we've got a great opportunity for Phil Harrison. And you know, it'd only take Phil to win this frame here from this position, run out from the next break, and all of a sudden we're looking at an 8-6 scoreline and instead of, you know, 9-5. So, you know, I think there's still a little bit left in this match. It's amazing how that back arm just goes so much easier when you know, you're at the final hurdle, you know your opponent's, you know, 1 frame from victory, and there's absolutely everything to win and nothing to lose.
Otherwise known as the loser's stroke.
Yeah, absolutely right, mate. I'm sure we've all been there once or twice.
Some of us have been there more than once or twice, mate. Don't you worry about that.
You didn't really think this commentary box was open to people that were still competing, did you? Mind you, Rob, you're an invited guest in here. Tony and I are part of the furniture.
Yeah, I don't like it here, Jim. I'm so much happy out there playing and let you guys speak about me. I'm afraid that I'll have to wait until next year.
You still think you'd be playing then?
Oh yeah, there's a couple of years left in me here, Tony. I'm planning on going until about the same time you quit. Till I'm about 50, I think. Here we go. A nice easy black for 8-5.
The Bulldog's got a grip on Lee Kendall, and he's not letting go. 8-5 to Kendall, still all to play for. Phil Harrison All set. Game 14. 2, 3, and 4 in off the break. Is this match turning around? Look at the yellows.
That's a tremendous break. See 4 balls off the break.
And there only appears to be one tricky ball of either set here. We've got the tricky red just close to the right-hand pocket, or the yellow on the bottom rail. But I myself think, you know, probably yellows are slightly favourable here.
That's what he's took, Rob.
I mean, Phil's got the option here. If this yellow doesn't go into the right hand, the red on the bottom rail doesn't go into the right hand corner pocket, he can take the yellow off the red, he can open the pocket up, or he can just leave it to hopefully pop the yellow into the left hand corner. But Phil's just eyeing up, maybe it goes without moving the red. And if that's the case, yeah, as you can see there, it absolutely flies in. So there's no need whatsoever to move the red.
It doesn't matter how this one unfolds. I think that a sense of urgency very soon is going to be coming over Lee Kendall. Because he had a firm grip on this match.
Yeah, he was 8-3 up and he had 2 reasonably good opportunities to win the match. And now he can find himself only a couple of frames in front. If Phil makes the most of this opportunity here. I don't think this yellow along the top rail is going to be as easy as it looks. I think it's going to be a very difficult shot. He's going to have to play with quite a bit of pace to get the white in the middle of the table for the black into the left-hand corner. But this is a big shot in the match here.
Looks like a totally different player now, Jim.
The loser stroke, Tony, like I said. He's given the match up, and now everything is happening for Phil Harrison. Well, Chris Melling, our studio guest, a prophet, 8-6 the score line, and for me, the pressure goes right back onto Lee Kendall now. It's his to close out. Can he do it?
Well, he's just seen Phil, the farmer, plough through the balls on that frame.
Can Lee Kendall close this out? Frame number 15 of a possible 17. And things have really turned on Lee Kendall.
One visit. Open table.
An open table with the foul. Phil Harrison comes in.
Time running.
Well, you see this break off here. Cue ball straight in the middle of the pocket. That's poor control from Lee Kendall. Well, people might think there's a bit of a bad cluster at the top left-hand side of the table, but being this is an open table, if Phil so chooses, he could play the red onto the yellow at the top of the table, pot the yellow, and then be on them, because he's on the colour yet. It's quite within the rules.
And Tony, I think that's exactly what he's going to do.
30 seconds.
Yeah, this is another very open table here. This is an absolutely wonderful chance. Phil's actually chosen the yellow set. There's nothing wrong with that.
He's absolutely perfect as well, Rob.
Yeah, he's got an absolutely wonderful chance here to go within one frame of Lee Kendall. Everything goes.
You see his second to last ball now is going to be the one on the bottom cushion, where he just queued up a minute ago. That's going to be his last with a black into the left-hand centre.
Yeah, he's got his sequence worked out already. He knows exactly which way he's going about this clearance. That's in.
Totally different player, not only in terms of form, but also the speed with which he's going about his business.
Well, the belief's there now, Jim. He knows he can win the match. He knows he's got a wonderful chance of winning the match. It's just a matter of getting the chances.
Just needs to get the angle right onto this centralised yellow.
Yeah, I think he's just landed a touch straight on that. But, you know, it's still there. It's just the penultimate yellow is going to be a touch harder than he would have wished. But this is just drop it in the centre, roll the white through 6 or 7 inches, and boy, have we got a match in our hands.
Great shot, that one. Had to have it.
And once again, Phil closes to within one frame. And he's got the break in the next. I mean, the next time Lee comes, it could could be an 8-all scoreline.
What about this then? The last 4 in a row for Phil Harrison. He's pulled back, just one adrift now. 8-7 behind Lee Kendall with 3 to play. Frame number 16. Harrison 8-7 behind. What a quarterfinal we're being treated to here. Not what he wanted.
One visit. Open table. Time running.
Another look at this break off straight into the center. He saw Lee Kendall do that just a few frames ago. That's not the way he wanted to start number 16, you can rest assured.
Yeah, it's a bit loose there, just plopping the wide straight into the centre pocket, but luckily enough for Phil, there's a lot of work left in his flame.
Yeah, look at the cluster of reds and yellows in the center.
And there's nothing easy. If Lee was to get up here, he'd fully deserve the victory. But this is a very, very difficult place.
And really, Rob, who would expect Lee to get up and clear from here?
Well, this is a real test of his character and everything. It's, Phil's gone from, playing so poorly to playing so well that it's a big, big test for Lee now. 3 or 4 frames ago, the match was in the bag. There's only one winner.
Well, he's going to go into these 2 yellows off the one in the centre of the table here, Rob.
I'm not sure he can get into them, Tony, because he's cannoning the red initially, and I'm not sure the white will go into the 2 yellows. But he's screwing it, so he'd probably be okay. As you can see there, the Prophet called it right. There was no way he was ever getting to them 2 yellows.
You know what's funny about this too is Kendall starts to remove some of his chosen colors. He's clearing paths for his opposition's colors too.
Yeah, it's like a game of chess, Jim. The less pieces you've got on the table, the weaker you are.
30 seconds.
And that's why Kendall is taking so long right now. He's totally uncertain of how to contain Phil Harrison.
Red ball's in play.
Red's in play, and he's not left anything easy.
And obviously for Lee now, he's got the added problem that earlier on he was leaving Phil chance after chance and he wasn't taking them. And now the boy's taking every single chance that comes his way. So, he's putting Lee under a lot of pressure.
If this should go to a 1-frame decider, the pressure goes right back onto Phil Harrison because he will have climbed the mountain.
30 seconds.
Sure, it's like a little ping pong effect, isn't it? It just comes straight back at you. All of a sudden, Lee was massive favourite and Phil coming from 8-3 to 8-all. All of a sudden, he's the favourite because he's got all the momentum. But, we've seen that so many times.
Well, there's always a bit of a letdown, isn't there? Didn't get the cue ball tight on the cushion as he would like. He's not left anything easy for Kendall.
Well, I think Lee will be happy with the way this frame is going because it's just took the momentum out of Harrison for the moment. Lee will want to slow him down.
Not sure what Lee's attempting here. I think he's trying to maybe all the yellows up and get back to safety, but
30 seconds.
I think this one's fraught with danger for me.
Well, I just wonder for a minute, like you say, Rob, that if Lee hadn't pressed the panic switch.
He's played it in quite a controlled manner. He knew the only one he could leave on was the one that came out of the pack, and that's gone safe. So it's it's a reasonably controlled shot, but there's still there's no clear favourite in this frame. I think if this red goes into the top right hand corner, we may see Phil attempting it.
Let's have a quick glance just to see the clock. You're allowed 1 minute with which to play your shots. Just had the 30-second announcement. You can see that clock.
Oh, that's a
Great
superb shot.
from Phil Harrison there. What a shot to start things out.
Fantastic pot from Harrison. And he's opened everything up. He's landed absolutely perfect, Rob, hasn't he?
Do you think this is a different player, Tony, eh?
It's unbelievable how it's transformed.
It's been absolutely remarkable.
But Lee's only got himself to blame. He's had a couple of good chances, and Phil nearly ruined his family allowance then on the table.
I think he just got a cannon in the bottom right-hand corner.
30 seconds.
But what a great chance.
The most difficult red is the one nearest the white. Well, actually, if he gets the plant here, he'll be able to slot that into the center.
Oh, that one's just gone a little bit closer to the cushion than you would have liked. But, you know, it's no real problem, Phil. I don't really see why he's hanging his head. You know, he's still got a great chance there to clear up and go 8-all. So, you know, I wouldn't be that dejected quite yet.
Just a little bit careless, wouldn't it, Rob, that the plant he just played?
Yeah, it's just a little bit hard. You know, if he played a tiny little bit softer, it would have been so much closer to the pocket and he would have felt so much better. But, you know, he's given himself a little bit more work than he would have wanted. But, you know, it's still there. He's still got a great chance. I can't really see the value in playing this double here. Oh, wow. What a fluke.
That's unbelievable.
Worth one more look.
Well, he's checked it too much, and as you see, he's just caught the other red and he steered it back in the middle.
I'm afraid that's the pool gods playing their part in this match.
Lee Kendall must be absolutely sick at the moment. The chance he'd had to win this game, he's seen the fluke go in, and you can see he's very dejected. And if he does go and lose this match, I think he'll be off to book himself a round the world cruise on a torpedo.
See Phil Harrison 2 balls away from tying this match up at 8-all.
I don't know if you can swim back to Stoke, but Lee may give it his best effort.
Oh, that's
solid
absolutely
queuing.
Perfect.
This is fantastic stuff from Phil Harrison. Brilliant pull.
And there you go. Phil Harrison is pulled back to 8 apiece. Offered the hand in apology for the fluke. But regardless now, it is down to 1 frame to decide our 3rd semifinalist. Frame 17, the last of the match. Kendall breaks off. And nothing finding it to a pocket. The first opportunity falls to Phil Harrison.
And now for the first time in about 5 or 6 frames, Phil Harrison is the boy under pressure.
That's because you've just made him favourite, Rob.
Well, he is favourite. You know, he's got easy red starter or yellow, whichever one he prefers. You know, I'm undoubted which one I think is favourable. They both look roughly the same. It all depends what Phil feels.
Looks like reds. And nifty little shot. Just feathering that yellow into a safe position.
Just gives him a bit more room should he need that pocket.
That's a clever little shot. You know, he's thinking, you know, that's a little insurance policy. If he doesn't get the clearance, he knows that that yellow there is going to cause Lee a big problem or two. Just in the background there, Lee Kendall. You know, he just can't believe this match is slipping away from him. I can't either. You know, 4 or 5 frames ago, I wouldn't have put 10 pence on Phil Harrison winning this match. And now all of a sudden, he's massive favourite.
And he's just got on his awkward ball with a perfect angle to come out.
Oh, he's played a great shot there.
We said Lee Kendall had 1 foot in the semi-finals. We've just had that dragged back out. Somebody go and change the boardings and change the name on the sheet for the next round because it's going to be Harrison.
He's got 4 red. Not one of them's difficult. And the black is available in the right-hand centre. This is all about now if Phil Harrison wants this bad enough. And the way he's played over the last 4 or 5 frames, I certainly think he does. this for me is, without any shadow of doubt, the performance of the tournament.
And this will give all players heart that ever face a deficit. And there's nothing Lee Kendall can do there.
Just see the raising the hands there from Lee. You know, you can't help but feel sorry for Lee. You know, it's been an absolutely wonderful match. But unfortunately, as all other matches have gone by, and in the future there has to be a loser. And unfortunately for Lee Kendall, it appears it's going to be him.
Just needs a cue ball in the centre of the table. I think he's got enough. He's down for the place in the semis.
The 8th there, would you believe it? 8-3, the deficit that Phil Harrison faced at one stage, and somehow, from out of the grave, he snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. The last 6 frames he took, Phil Harrison over Lee Kendall, 9-8.
What an incredible performance. He looked as though he was going home. We all thought that Kendall was through to the semis, but Harrison had other ideas. He's booked his place in the semi-finals. Let's take a look at the draw as it stands at the moment. 3 quarterfinals played, 1 to go. Holtz will take on Twist in the top half of the table. Harrison has just defeated Kendall, and we've still got Carl Morris up against the Frenchman Yannick Beaufils. Well, Chris Melling, the world champion, is with me in the studio. He's been watching the entire match, and Chris, can you believe it?
What can you say? All of a sudden, Phil's out of it. Nobody's giving him any chance of winning the game. And he just turns around, and you think the lad had never played if you watched him before. And then to come back from 8-3 down is just, it's just unbelievable, really, against somebody of Lee's class and ability. You don't often see that.
Is it Phil's destiny? A tremendous performance. That is what 8-Ball is all about. That's all from us today. We'll see you next time. Until then, from all of us here at the Embassy Whirlpool Championships, goodbye.